showcase the kind of professional brand that you have. And so you are talking about professional capital that calls for a personal brand that exudes excellence. So you cannot build your professional capital without building your personal brand, because, as I said, professional capital is subsumed in the personality that you project, and that supports excellence in career development. So you are looking at that professional capital and you ask yourself, how do I build it? What are the kind of questions that I should ask myself so that I'll be able to, understand what capital that I'm building, which will support my career development? The first thing is to ask yourself, who are you? Do you know yourself? And many, many times, people have been interviewed, and interestingly, whenever you ask them to tell what strengths they have, maybe what gaps or weaknesses they have, it is like the most difficult question that they can ever encounter. It is because a lot of people walk around, we are doing the job we are doing, we are calling ourselves professionals, we are calling ourselves whoever and with whatever titles, but we don't know who we are. And so to be able to build your professional capital, you need to know who you are. And it must be a question that should be genuinely answered. Then you ask yourself, what do you do? You know who you are. What do you do? The career that you have today, are you able to even tell? Because there are certain people, when you even ask them, so morning till evening when you go to work, or whatever job that you are doing, whatever career you carry around, what do you do? They struggle to tell you what they do. And for some, they have to actually go through sentences and paragraphs and statements and all that before they can explain what they do. But they can't tell you, by a stroke of the pen, what they do. So to be able to build that professional capital, you need to have expertise. And that expertise means that you know what you do. Just, at the first instance, you should be able to tell what you do. So if you do not know what you do, then it means that you need to start from a certain point and start building that capital. Then how do you do what you do? Yes, so you know what you do, but how do you do it? We have talked about value, so we have talked about power, being, we have talked about consistency and all that. How you do what you do is so critical, because people know what they do, but they don't know how they do it. Or people know, the things around them, but the how, which is always important. And I tell you that when in career development, in, trying to get to leadership roles and all that, what you do is important. But more importantly, you always be asked, how do you do it? Because the how is what will make everybody know that you are using the right channels and you are bringing everybody on board and you are building a certain professional gravitas that can outlive you. And so how you do what you do is so critical. And then what makes you different? So if you want to build your professional capital, for career development, you need to ask yourself and answer the question, what makes you different? And that is why I started by saying that everybody has a dream. And it seems like we all have the same dreams. But the only thing that will make you stand out is when you do something different, when you get yourself out of the queue where everybody else and do something different. And so if you do not know what makes you different, and again, that is why in talking about powerful brands or authentic brands, we also talked about visibility. You need to be different. It's your difference coming out of your visibility where people can see you and you're always available to do what you have to do, or your difference is coming from the integrity, the authenticity, or is it coming from a certain power you hold or you wield, or it's coming from the consistency with which you do what you do? Is it coming from a point of excellence? These are questions you have to ask yourself if you want to build your professional career, and use that as a stage or as a foundation, as a springboard to be able to develop your career itself in today's world. And so basically, professional capital is about the holistic you. It's about you in totality. It is not about you holding, certificates and degrees and whatever. That is just one aspect of who you are holistically, but it's about everything else: your behavior, your integrity, your visibility, your authenticity, your consistency, who you are, what you do, how you do what you do, and how different you are. Everything put together, your mental state, your emotional state, your spiritual state, your social links, and all that all come together to make you a holistic you. And that is what your professional capital will be, based on. And so we are looking at somebody who is not one-sided. We are looking at people who are holistic, and that is what will drive your career. So your professional capital and modern career development, these are what I call the four P's that you must remember. The first is talking about appropriate preparation. Appropriate preparation, because you see, you cannot build a professional capital out of nothing. You cannot just wake up, let's say, after this presentation and say that I have a professional capital or I have built one. No, it is out of preparation. And as we say, when preparation meets opportunity, also when opportunity actually comes to meet preparation, then success is achieved. So there are times that opportunities will come our way, but when opportunities come to build us professionally, when the opportunities come, we have no appropriate preparation. And so opportunity will just slide off and go to the next door. And we will then be, lamenting and throwing our hands in despair. It is because we haven't prepared appropriately. And there are also people who think that in building their professional capital, they have to just, run against everything and everybody and then just get there. You see, when you rush, you may get there, but you get there in a very hollow state. You get there very empty. And when you are empty and you say that this is your capital, it's just like having a bank account. I mean, you can have a bank account which holds nothing. If it's zero, I mean, your account will be there, your name will be there. But if they should print your statement, it will be zero. Your balance may be 0,000. It doesn't mean you don't have an account, but it is hollow. And therefore, it doesn't have any value and nobody will take it seriously. But if you consistently say that anytime, let's say I get money, I'm going to put 100 cedis in it. You build it gradually. By a certain time, you would have built an account that is strong enough to propel you to the next level. Maybe you want a loan, you want something. So that is the first thing in building your professional career, your professional capital. Why do I always say career? Professional capital in this modern day, career development. So that's why I said, don't rush. Get the building blocks right. And that is what preparation is about. Preparation can be tedious. It can be time consuming. It can be stressful. But the moment you are able to go through that preparation, that's why we go to school to learn, etc. And not get out of school because we want to work. But we go through it because we don't have to rush. We want to get every building block right so that when we become that wall, that building, indeed, even when anything comes, we'll still stand it. So when it is a storm, we'll still stand the test of time. And when, you have built it right and you put a roof on it, then it stands. But imagine that it is hollow. It is the blocks are weak because you rushed in doing it. There's no cement in, there is nothing in. The moment you put that roof on, it will come, tumbling down. So your career is well developed out of a professional capital that calls for strategic positioning. You need to be strategically positioned. And when we talk about strategic positioning, it's not about doing the wrong thing. It's not about, being doing the backbiting. And no, it is about ensuring that you have positive visibility. And the emphasis is on positive. Some people have visibility, but it's not positive. I mean, you should not be known for the wrong things in your career world. You should not be known for lack of integrity. You should not be known for lack of values. You should be known for somebody who is a talent, somebody who is seen as a natural successor to the next level, to the next level, somebody who is professionally stable and resilient. And that means that you have to get yourself involved in the entire business. If it's an organization you are working in, if you are working, within your professional grouping, you need to be so positively visible that people can attest to the fact that, yes, but in doing that, you need to be an active participant, somebody who is really interested in what is going on, learning from other people, making sure that, when you learn, you also teach so that others get to benefit from you. So strategically, you are positioning yourself for everybody to know that this person that we see every day is adding value to himself or herself every day through the interactions, through the things that you do. Raise your hand up and be part of a project, be part of a team that is doing anything, because that gives you that strategic positioning. Again, for P3, I'm saying acceptable performance. It doesn't matter if you do all these things and you do not demonstrate a high level of competence and diverse skills, you will not be able to develop your professional capital. Neither will it support you in your career development, because, your performance is, at the end of the day, your performance will determine your potential. And that is how important it is, that you have to have the right attitude, the right, way, integrity and everything. But you need to also demonstrate that you are competent. And your competence comes from doing it over and over. Your competence comes from, making the mistake and still gathering yourself and going over and doing it again. Your competence comes from multi-scaling and wanting to learn things outside of even your core area. And then you also need to have a proper perspective. There are people who have you can't build a strong professional capital if you are very parochial in your thinking, such that, you only look just straight towards what you are doing. You don't look as it were, you don't look right, you don't look left. No, you need to have a global perspective. Know the future contents locally and globally. What is your business up to? What is your profession up to? You cannot be a member of a professional body and you do not even know what they do. You don't go for meetings. You don't understand where the profession is going locally or globally. And in today's world where, there's flexible working and etc., where talents are competing, not just within local markets, but talents are competing within the international market. If you do not have and know the future context of your profession, you are going to be found wanting, because before you can say Jack, the world would have gone far beyond, where you find yourself sitting. And so this is how you can develop your professional capital, and that will propel you in your modern career development. But having said this, how, and I have always told you that how is important. So how do I work on becoming this holistic person who can build that professional capital so I can, have a development in my career or progress in my career? So this is the building blocks. I call them the building blocks of professional capital. When you want to build your professional capital for career development, remember that it's not a game of chance. It's not a matter of I wish, I feel, I think. No, it's about taking specific actions towards building yourself holistically. So it's about the choices you make and not the chances, that you project and you wish you could have. But make the right choices. Make sure that you know what future you want in terms of your profession and your career. Know how you are building that capital. So make the right choices. Get to understand, study, build your knowledge, do the right things and everything else. You make specific choices. It's not everything that everybody is doing that you want to do, because at the time when people are doing other things that may be of priority to them, that may not be of priority to you. Get yourself soaked in what will bring your capital, give your capital a strong foundation. Be intentional and not accidental. You see, for the things that you have to do to build your professional capital, you must be very intentional about it. It is not accidental that, it just happens by chance and then you grab the, yes, sometimes, things happen by chance, but I tell you that 99% of the time, when you are intentional about things, even, accidental luck that comes your way, they are intentional. You have to be intentional about grabbing it. So you need to plan. Don't rely on luck. You need to plan your career, plan your profession and how you want it. There are members of professional bodies, some members of professional bodies who don't even attend meetings. Even when they call for, even a Zoom meeting, they will not attend. If they call for, some of these lectures, etc., they will not. They don't know what is happening. But if you don't plan yourself and know that by this time, I want to do this, I want to do that in my career, I want to study this course, I want to, be involved in this kind of project, you may just be relying on luck, and luck will not fetch you any capital. It is, building your professional capital. It's acquired. It's not hereditary. It's not for the fact that your father or your mother or your uncle or somebody was the first so and so of this and was there. It doesn't matter. There are people who have no, as it were, no names to their name until they actually became very intentional about building their professional capital. And today they have created the name. And you cannot always rely on your name or your background or your family ties. You must acquire it. And you must be systematic. We talked about consistency. You must be systematic. You must not be haphazard. You have to be very organized about what you think and how you want to build that capital. And again, consistency instead of inconsistency. You must be deep-rooted in your profession and not be superficial. There are some people who just know, just the top level of their profession. But if you ask them deep questions, they'll run away from that conversation. That will not give you a strong capital. And therefore, you must be meticulous and not careless. Make sure that you understand what is going on and you are digging deep and asking all the questions that you need to ask. We talked about professional capital that is genuine. So it's about genuineness and not pretense. So who you are, as I said, and what your attributes are. What are your values? What are the things you stand for? What are the things that even in your absence, everybody can say that, yeah, this is you? What are the things that will make people in your professional, space, or for that matter, in your general space, say that, no, she's able, it's possible she did this, or no, she can never do this. What do others know or think about you? And, people connect to real stories. And so when you are pretentious, people know. And pretense will not build you a strong professional career. And like I said, it will be one of the things that will cause you to rise, but you fall and fall very miserably because you are not genuine. And again, it's about your values. In building your professional capital, it's about your values, not vices. So you must be ethical. You must have integrity. If it's about your religion, you must be bold enough to show that this is where I stand. I mean, you should not be flipping through your beliefs, your socialization, and deliver on your promise. Make sure that, your interpersonal relationship is good. Bring out that value. And even if you're an outlier, I mean, you should be an outlier for a very positive, valuable reason. If everybody is going this way and that is not the way to go, you should not be afraid to go right or go left because that is what your values tell you is right. I mean, if everybody is corrupting himself or herself where you are or within the profession, you cannot build a strong capital if you say that, well, I don't want to be an outlier. I want to flow with the crowd. And therefore, you get into the crowd. And as I said in my book, which I'm sure a lot of you, already have or have heard about. One of the nuggets I talk about, follow your passion, not the crowd. Don't follow the crowd, but follow your passion. If your passion is where the crowd is going, yes, by all means. But if your passion for your career and professional development is on the right or on the left, you should be strong enough to take that decision to go. Again, continuous learning. Is it about continuous improvement or it's about complacency? I mean, if you are complacent, you cannot get anywhere because complacency will show you the exit in a very fine day. And so you must desire to learn so that you can prepare for opportunities that will come your way. Maybe now, the opportunities may be now, or the opportunities may even be in future. You prepare yourself, not necessarily because you know that there are opportunities. Sometimes you don't even know. You cannot conjecture. But what you know is that this preparation is going to solidify my professional foundation, is going to give me a broader knowledge of, various skills, is going to give me a global perspective. You know all that. So you do that, you learn, you prepare yourself. So the day the opportunity comes, you may not have even known that you're preparing yourself for that particular opportunity, but when it comes and it finds you, you become the right person. You need to be curious and intuitive. So positive curiosity, it is not the one that is going to get you to gossip, but find out everything. Ask questions. If you're a professional who doesn't ask questions, then there is a little more you need to do. So because that helps you to keep abreast with times and with trends, and it helps you with your mastery so that you don't become, mediocre, and you don't limit yourself by saying that, oh, I'm okay. I have attained this professional level and I'm okay. I don't see any, even as we say, if we use money as capital, rich men are still working, rich women are still working, they are still finding money. Because why? You aim high, you don't limit yourself because you always have some strong selling points that you should sell. And your credibility in terms of your relevance, your credentials are things that you need to improve continuously so that you follow your passion and not the crowd, as I said. And it's about, building yourself professionally, professional culture. It's about your style, not going still. Sometimes, our personality, as I said, and as we always say, you are addressed by the way you dress. Your appearance counts. I don't believe in the fact that don't mind the body, mind the engine. I don't believe in that because before I even go to know what, that car engine has, something about that car should attract me. And it's the way you dress is important. The professional who dresses shabbily, you are not taken seriously. In fact, you are not even respected. And you cannot blame people because we are all human. We can't read you until, maybe there's an interaction. But what you see of you will bring some credibility to show that you are professional, and that helps to support your professional capital. So carry yourself with confidence and be a skillful communicator. Communicate whether verbal, non-verbal, or your body language. Make sure that it is so you are so skillful, effective with your communication that people are ready to engage in professional conversations with you. And out of that, you build your capital. When there are opportunities for career, you are always considered. So show warmth and respect to others, and enhance your personality by evolving yourself. Don't just be the same person, looking the same way, doing things the same way for the last 20 years. It doesn't help with, building your capital. You need to be evolving and evolve yourself. And it's about your presence and not just being present. You see, we talk about appropriate visibility. Some people, you want to build a career. You have the opportunity to go into a meeting or be where everybody, the big voices or the powerful voices are. Instead of, showing your presence, not just being counted as part of the statistics, but actually speaking up, making contributions, asking questions. You don't do it. Then what it means is that you cannot be counted. But it's important for you to stand to be counted so that you will not be a forgotten member of the team, because you need to add value to yourself and to your profile. And the kind of questions and opinions you share in some of these meetings and some of these, gatherings, they help you to build yourself and you become empowered, and people will want to remember you for how you stood up to speak your mind, to share your opinion, or to even ask a question for you to learn. Because now people are using social media. Yes, we all are. But are you using it for empowerment, of others and of yourself? Because that helps you to build your professional capital. Are you clenching or you are worried? Create your own space and own that space. So you need to know who you are. I've said it. So you have to make a SWOT analysis of yourself. And that will help you to be able to pinpoint where you are at on the level of your career capital, your professional capital, your career development. So don't display timidity or accept your gaps and say that these are my gaps. As for me, this is how I am. No, you should be able to know those gaps and accept the fact that they can be corrected. Get people who can help you to correct these, And then environmental factors might shape our thinking and might shape our professional capital. Yes, but we need to make sure that where we can take advantage of that, environmental conditions, yes, where they are such that, they cannot, what else can we do to be able to, respond positively to things? And again, networking. It's about networking. It's not about isolation. You cannot build a career or a professional capital when you isolate yourself. So build professional social relationships. I mean, go for the social meetings, go for the social interactions, be members of, different kinds of positive networking groups that will help you to be able to create sustainable bonds with people with expertise. And then you become an active participant of it and not a passive spectator. Give yourself, as we said this year, International Women's Day, we are saying that gift so you can gain. Yes, so I have a particular principle and I have it in my book. I say teach so you can learn, teach to learn and learn to teach. When you do that, you are able to build the right network, because when you're isolated, nobody knows you. It doesn't matter what knowledge you have. Nobody knows you. And when you are not known, or you think you know people, but when you know them and they don't know you, it doesn't get you anywhere. Because networking is a business enabler. It's a professional or career accelerator. And it opens doors for you to hidden opportunities and becomes a solution provider. When you need a solution to your problem, your network can actually provide that solution. And that is why today we also say that networking is the new currency. And so you need to assess today what your current professional capital is. Is it about trust? Is it about value? Is it about identity? What are people saying of you? Ask yourself the question, what makes you special? And how does your uniqueness translate to value? Yes, you are unique. Everybody is unique. But how does that translate into value for your professional capital and for your career development? And what do you want to be known for? If people are, speaking and taking decisions where you are not, which is always the case, what do you want them to talk about when it comes to you? What do you want to be known for? You need to seek feedback. We don't all do it well. We are not perfect people and we are not superhuman. And so, you need to have a certain perception that helps you to understand that feedback is one of the best gifts that you can get from anyone. Because when you get feedback and it is consolidating your strength, you know that yes, when it is also showcasing the gaps that you have, you take advantage of that and then you build on yourself, and that will support the building of your capital, your professional capital. So invest in your professional capital by being innovative, proactive, have an opinion, learn to learn, and be ambitious and courageous. Read good books and upgrade yourself. When you are able to do this, you actually help yourself and you grow your capital. Again, you need to maintain, even when you have that professional capital, you need to maintain it. It is not something that you have and you think that forever you will have. If you don't continue to enhance, to maintain, and to develop it, a time comes when the professional capital you have will be as hollow because the thing that you need to upgrade yourself, you would have missed them. And so if you don't know where you are going, any road will lead you there. And therefore, know what you want to build, know the capital you want to build, know the career you want to build. And don't let people, just make you feel valueless because, your value should not decrease based on somebody's inability to see your worth. If you cannot see my worth, if I cannot see your worth, you should be able to see your worth yourself. And I should be able to see it myself. So you don't, if you want to build a professional capital, don't get into the mode of self-pity because it doesn't help you. Show respect and earn respect and build the right relationship so that you can strategically position yourself and know yourself. So in all, you need to strengthen yourself, your professional capital by building a brand that stands out from the crowd, because you need that so that you can always ask yourself the questions and be able to position yourself well. Now, what is my goal? What is my target, audience? What will my current brand position me to achieve? And do I need to make any changes? Yes, if you need any assistance, you ask yourself, who can assist me? Where is my gap and who is best in that, in that I can support? And that is where your network comes in so handy so that you can reach out to the right people. So be the lighthouse, make sure that where you have gaps, if your gap is in education, try and fill that gap. If it is an experience, build it. If it's in relationship, cultivate it so that you can start acting your part, introducing yourself, taking away timidity, sharing your story, and being, a strong capital. So show your brand, show your professional brand, show your personal brand by getting involved in influential relationships and cross-functional projects at work and elsewhere in church, volunteer, and take on leadership roles that are relevant. Because when you are able to build a professional capital, a good one, your growth and development doors are open for you. You get the right network because you get this, you increase your space of influence. Your reputation increases because you stand out as an expert, and people who are experts are in your kind of space, and it makes a lasting impression because you show to the world that yes, this is what you can do, and that builds your value and your capital, and you're able to leave a legacy at any point in time. You become a point of reference, and it's not just about the scale of multiplying, it's about the impact that you make, the impact that your professional capital will make on others, and that is what will get you to develop your career or for your career to progress. So become visible. Don't be in the shadows of people all the time, so that you can combine your motivation, both intrinsic and extrinsic. And when you are mentioned anywhere, there should be an expectation where you are like a role model. And then you can link up and build your patience to go on the journey. Because as you build the capital, when you are building, you need patience. And so don't rush, as I keep saying, because you need to package yourself so that you make the impression of positive attitude, a groomed person, somebody who is approachable, friendly but firm, and very professional in whatever you do. Because, in totality, we are saying that your professional capital includes, it is part of building the totality of your brand. And so how you do your things will actually help with the kind of brand that you'll be referred to professionally, socially, physically, and all that. So if you don't do these things to brand yourself and build that professional capital, others will brand you. And when they brand you, it can derail your career progress. It can derail your professional progress. And so the takeaway that I want to leave with you is that there is a synergy between your professional capital and your career development, but you need to create a balance and maintain the balance. So when you are able to focus on both, you are able to work well and then, achieve the professional capital, strong one, and the career development that you look for. On that note, I want to say thank you for listening to me. Thank you.
Dr. Stella Agyenim Boateng, a distinguished fellow member of CILG. Thank you so much. On behalf of my colleagues, we want to give you a thumbs up for training us this evening, building our capacity on professional capital and how to do SWOT analysis on ourselves, knowing ourselves better, positioning ourselves better in our field of work as leaders, and rebranding ourselves. Doug, we are so grateful to you. Thank you so much for the capacity building.
Also. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, we'll continue with the second presentation. This will be done by one of our own, who is an executive director of Bediako Global Limited. He is also the country director of FCILG Ghana chapter, and he is in the person of Dr. Asare Bediako Adams, a fellow member of FCILG. He will take us through professional bodies as career institutions. So, Doug, kindly take over with your presentation.
Thank you, Madam MC, for your introduction, and thank you, Dr. Irene, Stella, Agyenim Boateng, for such a powerful presentation. I've taken a lot of notes about what you've given to us, and one thing that really stands out for me in the presentation was what you said about knowing the future context of your profession. Knowing the future context of your profession. The next presentation will basically be on professional bodies as career institutions. And you see, most of this is coming out as a result of the number of questions that we keep asking, we keep getting from members of our noble institution. People get into the professional body and will now want to find out, what do I benefit from the institute? How do I do this? And the rest. Now we want to look at how a professional body is a career institution and not just an association or a club or any other thing. We are also going to look at how strengthening professional growth, governance, and also public service delivery. Okay, so the session, first of all, I'm just going to use just about 25 minutes to go through this. What professional bodies are, why they matter in modern careers, professional bodies in public service systems, how they influence leadership and governance. Then opportunities for career growth as well. So if you've ever been in any professional body before, you think of how those professional bodies has been able to help you in your career growth. We are not talking about trade unions or professional unions, and we are basically referring to professional bodies itself. Then practical steps for professionals. So one, we'll look at professional body. We'll look at a professional body, what a professional body is. And a professional body is an organization that, one, represents a profession. That represents a profession. Two, regulates professional standards. Three, promotes continuous learning. Four, protects ethical conduct. Then provides certification and recognition. So typical example of professional body is what we are in now. That's the Chartered Institute of Leadership and Governance. We have others like the Ghana Institution of Engineering. We have Ghana Bar Association and ICA. They are all professional bodies, because a professional body performs or what sets standards. They also do accredit their members and also build professional reputation. Now, looking at professional body as a career institution. So all professional bodies act as career institution because they structure professional growth. So when I say a career institution, basically I'm referring to an institution which in a way has an educational, which is like an education entity that provides specialized hands-on training to prepare students for specific jobs or industry in a shorter time than our traditional colleges. So you see, professional bodies act as institutional career institutions because they structure professional growth. So when it comes to FCILG, we have a structure that we go through. We know where we are, where we start our members from, and where we want to end. So you could see those of us who have been with us since 2018, even since 2016, you could see every year we build on one particular topic with several subtopics. We go throughout the year, we follow with another topic. We go each day and day, year and year basis, because we've structured our trainings that should give what professional growth. We provide training and certification. We build networks and also create leadership opportunities. We also offer professional recognition. So you see, we write your name and we add FCILG. That's a full member of Chartered Institute of Leadership and Governance. We write your name and we add FCILG. That's a fellow of Chartered Institute of Leadership and Governance, a distinguished fellow, an affiliate, an associate. They are all the other recognitions that we give. So all we say is they shape career identity. Professional bodies shape your career identity. It goes beyond job titles. Just being director this, just being director that. It shapes what your career identity. So why do professional bodies even matter in today's world? In modern careers have been influenced by rapid technological changes or technological change. So you could see last year we did a lot on digital leadership, and for all the trainings that we did throughout the year, we could see taking one technological advancement one from the other. There are so many tools that we learned within the period, both our in-person training and online training, because we live in a world that's technology now. We've been so much advanced. Let's look at what currently is even happening between the US and Iran war. Israel and Iran war. You'll be in your country, they will send bomb and missiles to your country. You have to find a way of intercepting the missiles, and it's all about leadership. If you are a leader and you are not averse to those technologies, how then do you even protect your people? So now modern careers are being influenced by rapid technological change. And same thing applies to those of us in our offices, in the corporate offices, in public services. Things are changing. We live in a dynamic society. Now, leadership is what? More complex. Complexity. Governance demands. cross-sector collaboration. So you see, currently, if you see yourself as maybe an environmentalist, you will need to move into the social, maybe the social sciences, the social welfare people. You need to meet with the IT people. So the sectors cross themselves. You need to see the engineering people. So leadership brings up, but you have to deal with what? Cross-sector collaboration, and you will need to be in a professional body such as CILG, and that's why professional bodies matter nowadays. So professional bodies helps professionals to update your knowledge. So one of the main reasons I believe you should be, it should be one of the bases for you joining CILG or our institute is for you to update your knowledge, because you are a leader. There are so many people that are listening to you in a day. There are so many people you give instructions to. So you will need to be updated. You need to also remain relevant. You will need to remain relevant. You also need to maintain ethical standards as a leader. Now let's look at this. Why CILG? Or why Chartered Institute of Leadership and Governance? One, CILG performs 5 professional functions. 5 main professional functions, and one, we set leadership and governance standards by our professional code of ethics. We certify our professionals through our membership grades. So you come to our professional body. For the fact that you are a full member does not mean that you are of the same grade with all full members. No. So with our professional body, there are full members grade 50, full members grade 51. So the difference are clearly there. If we have even full members who are even grade 60, grade 70, thereabouts. So we certify and, through professional grades. Then we also provide continuous professional development. We give so many trainings as a professional body. One, we are even doing public lecture. We even use the opportunity as we announcing a professional year to still give lecture. We also do what we call our membership validation trainings, both in Kumasi and other places. We also do our CPDs, and the next CPD comes up on the 24th and the 25th of April, just next month, and it's going to be an in-person training, where all members would have to come together to Kumasi. In fact, we'll send the invites around. Hopefully next week you'll get all your invites and everything that you need about it. But on the 24th and the 25th, there's going to be a CPD. This time it's going to be an in-person one. And you can't afford to exempt yourself. Because when Dr. Irene was giving us the presentation, he said that networking is the new currency. Networking is the new currency. And this training is going to afford you the opportunity to network with new people. People you've not seen before, people you've not met before. You are going to network and talk to them. Please, those the one who is using pen, please kindly, you are messing up my slide. Then we promote ethical leadership practice. Ethical leadership practice. So you see, when we even talk to, I spoke about our grades from affiliate, associate, member, fellow member, and a whole lot. So we have the ethical leadership practice that we also provide. We even go as far as we build professional networks and knowledge. So knowledge development and thought leadership. So we contribute to knowledge base of our members, leadership research, publications, lectures, training, leadership frameworks, and the host of things. So we do all these things as a professional body. Please, the one who is using pen, please kindly stop, because else I would have to mention your name for you to stop. Okay, now the career value of professional membership. This is why I would really want you to listen to me more. The career value of professional membership. Why am I even a member of this institute? Or why should I even be a member of any professional body? What is the value of being a member of a professional body. What is the value? One, membership offers you professional recognition. You get to know as an individual who is mindful of his professional ethics. How do people get to know that you belong to a professional body? One, the postnominals that is being given to you, that earns your name. The MCILG, the ACILG, the FCILG, and the rest, that is earns your name. People get to know that you belong to a professional body. In Ghana, most of our professional bodies, people accept the ones that are mandatory. Even those ones, a number of people decided to belong to it because it is statutory. You need to belong to that profession before you can, practice it and the rest. Had it not been that, they wouldn't. But you see, you should know the value yourself. You should not be pushed. When you know the value, when you join based on the value and you are in it based on the value, you are able to what? Attract more. So one, the postnominals. Two, the certification. You stand out from the rest. Now, that's point two. We look at the continuous professional developments. The continuous professional developments. So after school, now the trainings that are being given, the seminars, then the conferences that you attend, they are all part of the continuous professional development. Now go to the networking opportunities. So when you become a member of this noble institution, whilst you're a member, these are some of the things you should look out for. The networking opportunities. Any network opportunity the institute provides, you try as much as possible to be the first beneficiary of it. So the networking opportunity that has been given, the cross-sector collaboration. Cross-sector collaboration. You get someone coming from medicine, another person from engineering, IT, and cross-sector collaboration. So you take opportunity of all these things. Then the career mobility, that's for national and international exposure. For national and international exposure. A colleague of mine, we were chatting today, and a colleague of mine told me, oh, I attended one training at GIMPA, and the facilitator who was taking us through the training, I saw FCILG, and he told me that he belongs to your professional body. So I was so happy. Even after the training, I went to him to talk to me about and the rest. So you see, the exposure, it also gives you both nationally and internationally. Now, in fact, when it comes to professional capital, we've heard a lot. It explains how your career grew. Your professional capital, that explains how your career grew. I would basically want to look at it in three simple terms. Three simple terms. And the first one is the human capital. The human capital, what really makes you a human. One is the knowledge, the skills, and the expertise. The knowledge, the skills, and the expertise. They all form part your professional capital. Then two, the social capital. Then the social capital. So the social capital, we look at what? The networks. The mentorship, the social capital. So I look at human capital, social capital, then finally, let's look at the reputational capital. So these are some of the things you get from professional bodies. So professional bodies helps professionals build these professional capitals. The reputational capital, we look at credibility. Credibility. People would want to give you contract or associate with you because They will believe you belong to this professional body or that professional body. Because you belong to them, you have certain standards. So let's give it to them. Let's give it to this person. So credibility. Then professional recognition. Professional recognition. Let's look at what professional bodies also do under mentorship and career development. So you see, when it comes to mentorship and career development, there's something I call intergenerational learning. Intergenerational learning from one generation to another generation. So when we meet, I think that Dr. Maury Jonas Wood, your pen is rather messing us up. It's your pen. It is rather messing the screen up. Okay. So we look at what we call the intergenerational learning. Intergenerational learning between two generations. So when you come to CILG, when you come for training, you could see the age gap. You could see the gap, the experience gap, one generation to another. So professional bodies give us that opportunity. So we look at mentorship programs where experienced leaders are ready to mentor upcoming leaders. You only get this through professional associations or professional bodies. Peer learning, getting to learn with your colleagues, director at Swedro meeting director at Nandom, meeting director at Oforukro, meeting director. So you all come out with different experiences from the various offices at various locations. You come meet with colleagues. So peer learning also goes on. In fact, those of us who have been attending the in-person training can attest to the fact that we have witnessed this over and over, where when we meet, we are able to share experiences from our various offices. Just to coach each other, so that at least certain mistakes we don't repeat it. So peer learning is there. Then leadership coaching. Leadership coaching also one. Then career guidance. And this all allows younger professionals to, one, learn from experienced leaders, avoid career stagnation. Avoid career stagnation. So now let's look at professional bodies and governance. So professional bodies, I know my time is almost up. I'll be very quick on this. Professional bodies and governance. Professional bodies also support good governance through, one, ethical standards. I've already explained to you, we have the professional code of conduct, professional code of good ethics, and you could see we've been taking members through out and out. We've done ethical leadership, we've done digital leadership, and a whole lot of program trainings over the years. And this year, we are looking at members, how we can build professional capital, how members will be able to, come out as experts as we want to. So professional bodies and governance. Professional bodies support good governance through ethical standards, professional codes of conduct, then public policy dialogue. But this aspect, we've done one or two. There were times we even sent memo even to Jubilee House on some of these things. Then leadership development. And this strengthens, one, institutional credibility, public trust, institutional credibility, and public trust. Now let's look at practical steps for professionals. And in this way, this is what I would want to say about this. As members of this institute, please try to be an active member. You will stand to benefit more as an active member as compared to you being a passive member. Try as much as possible to be a passive member of this institution. There are announcements over and over that will be sent to you. At least Once in the evening, try at least take 5 minutes, 3 minutes of your time to go through the announcements that are being sent to you. Respond to your messages. Share your views on platforms, on membership platforms. Be active. Let people know of you. Participate actively in programs. Participate actively in programs. The online sessions are there. The in-person sessions are there. The local trainings are there. The international trainings are also there. Try as much as possible to be part of these trainings. Try as much as possible to be part of these trainings. Attend conferences, attend lectures, contribute to professional discussions. As we've shared a lot, as in my discussion, I know the MC will still come up and throw general questions to the entire members to bring out your views, your questions, and try that when we meet like this as professional, you get your bites, as in contribute at least 1 or 2. Let people hear your voice. It is part of your professional contribution. When we meet like this, you are asking questions, you are giving your contribution. It is part of your professional core as a member of this institute. So contribute to professional discussions. Mentor younger professionals. Mentor younger professionals. We have the associate members who are there. We have the affiliate members who are there. We have the full members who are there. Are full members who are even with grade 50, full members who are even grade 51, but there are still full members who are grade 70, grade 69. They have gone through the mill. Try as much as possible to get someone that you can actively mentor. You see, when we decide to mentor others, we end up learning them more. Because whilst we are mentoring, we even end up learning even from those we are mentoring. So now, quick one. My key takeaway. Professional bodies, 1, shape careers. Professional bodies build leadership capacity. Your capacity to expand. Professional bodies build leadership capacity. Professional bodies strengthen governance. Strengthen governance. Professional body also promotes professional standards. Professional bodies also connect professionals across sectors. Connect professionals across sectors. So get to know that whilst you are a member of this institute, you are not dealing with only directors or coordinating directors. You are not dealing with only social welfare staff. You are not dealing with only engineers. You are not dealing with only medical officers. You are dealing with so many people from different sectors. So always make it a point that you'll be part of our in-person training and get to know other people. So our institute stands to connect professionals across all sectors. Then, as professional bodies also function as an institutions that sustain professional excellence. That sustain professional excellence. Get to know that career grow within professional institutions, not only within job structures. And I would want to repeat this. Career grow within professional institutions, not only within job structures. So on this note, I'd like to say thank you for listening to me. And my last quote will be, leadership is too important to be left to position alone. It must be guided by professional standards. It must be guided by ethical principles, and it must be guided by continuous learning. Thank you for making time, and thank you for listening to me this evening. Madam MC, over to you.
Thank you, Dr. Asare Bediako Adams. Thank you so much, our country director, for helping us to understand our stay in, or for us joining CILG, the benefits and what we stand to benefit, both locally and internationally. Colleagues, let's give a thumbs up to our country director for the presentation. He has done so much well and training us this evening to better understand the CILG. Thank you so much, Doc, for the training. Thank you. We are grateful. So it is time for question time. We've been advised or we've been trained to be active participants, to ask questions, to be very productive. So please, let us all bring up our comments, if any observation, and anything that you want to ask about. So the floor is opened. You can raise up your hand so that I'll call you for your submission.
Mr. Osman Musa.
Okay. Mr.
Osman Musa.
Mr. Osman Musa, kindly take over. You can talk.
Kindly unmute. You are muted, so kindly unmute and ask your question.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, please.
Oh, okay. Thank you very much. I want to first of all thank Dr. Irene for the presentation, also Dr. Adams. I think it has been an eye-opener, especially Dr. Adams' presentation. These are the questions people always ask me, and I have to explain to convince them to join CILG. I followed through Dr. Irene's presentation, and I was particularly intrigued when she mentioned the difference between knowing what to do and then how to do what you know. I think we as public officers, there's an issue that we battle with every day. You are dealing with staff, they know their profession, they work very well, but then sometimes how to do what they do is always a problem. And it's difficult if somebody doesn't agree that he's not doing the thing very well. I want to ask Dr. Irene, how do you deal with staff who do not yield to your mentorship with regard to knowing how to do what they do? It's always a problem. People wax knowledge, but then how to perform your role is also very, very important. And it has been a problem for leadership, for us as leaders, how to let them appreciate the difference without necessarily offending them. Because you have to, I don't know whether you get me. Hello?
Yes, I do.
Oh, okay, yes. So that's my point, because sometimes you have a soft heart for people who accept, who are doing well. And then the others who are not doing very well might feel slighted. I don't know, we are human beings. How do you bring them on board? Thank you very much.
Okay. Moderator, are we answering immediately or you are taking more questions before?
Okay, so let me take the other one.
Dr. Wood, Dr. Murray Jonas Wood.
Dr. Murray Jonas Wood, please, you can go ahead to ask your question.
Thank you so much. SILG used to have a newsletter, which was being published, I think, twice in a year or so. Of late, I'm not seeing that newsletter again. And it was a way of helping others to learn what other members are doing elsewhere. So I want to find out why that newsletter has stopped forthcoming. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. So, Mr. Osman Musa, please, you can go ahead with your question.
He's done with his question. Rather, Yvonne,
Okay,
kindly go ahead with your
the
question.
next person. Yvonne, yeah, please go ahead.
Thank you so much. I want to really thank Dr. and Dr. Bediako for the presentation. We have learned so much. So as a woman, I want to ask Dr. Mrs. Stella Agyenim that if you are trying to rise up and then you have a lot of oppositions from same sex, like the female in the office who are in leadership positions, how do you thrive in such a situation? This is for Dr. Stella. Thank you.
Okay, so Doug.
Okay.
Doug,
Right. Thank you.
please, you can, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, thank you. So the first question is, people who are doing what they are doing, but how they are doing it is not generally right, and you want to correct them and they are not ready to be corrected. And so it comes back to you as the leader. You see, leadership is about understanding the uniqueness of all the people in your team. In as much as you think that they are all team members, they are all professionals, but they should all understand each person is very unique. And a transformational leader would always want to do what we call individualized consideration, where you know people in your team and you know what will make them excited, what will make them not excited, basically. And so the leader needs to do that extra or put in that extra effort. The fact that somebody will get angry or somebody will not be happy is not necessarily the basis for taking leadership decision, but it is for you to create what I call emotional, psychological safe places for people who work with you. Sometimes people don't want to, or they put up faces, they put up that kind of barrier because they think that you are not giving them that emotional safe space where sometimes there are leaders who will shout on them. There are leaders who will want to correct people, and they correct you in a way that makes you feel that you know next to nothing. You are just useless. When you do that, the people are going to rebel. They will not listen, and they will want to do it the same way because at the end of the day, they know that the buck stops with the leader. So leader, one, I'm saying that when you have people like that in your team, it's important, whether they are even there or not, first of all, is to know the uniqueness of your team members. And that is why you need to create, team bonding activities and things that will showcase. And you should be a very good observer, knowing how people react in certain situations, how people take jokes and don't take jokes, how people even tilt towards, there are certain people who will tilt towards certain people and not towards other people. You need to know all that. So if you're a leader, don't just only look up, but you need to look down to be able to know the people who are there. Create that psychological safe place as well. Because, we talk about mental health and mental health today, employee burnout is very, very, common. And it's not because the person has a mental problem. I mean, as in the way we will say it in Ghana, and, the person is crazy or whatever. No, I mean, all of us, even when you are stressed, you can have a kind of mental imbalance. When you are depressed, people can have all kinds of baggages that they bring to the workplace. And so if the workplace or the leader does not create that emotional and psychological safe place, you will not be able to get them to do what they should do. And in fact, when it is that they don't even open up, but you get people to open up, you should show affability as a leader. You should show character. You should show a certain attitude that says that all of us are in it together. You should give people the opportunity to share their opinion. For instance, the person is doing it and not doing it the way you expect that it should be done. You should be able to call that person and say, can you just run me through, this work? That is how leaders, you can also learn. Sometimes the person is doing it, you don't know, he knows that you know next to nothing about what he's doing. And therefore, if you do not create that atmosphere where they can share their thoughts and feel important, you will not get get it, and they will never show you, and you get into, challenges. So let them feel important. Then ask that, can you walk me through how this is done? This is your field. Can you walk me through? They'll start walking you through. And then at certain point, you should be asking questions. And that is why we have talked about continuous learning. We have talked about multi-scaling and diverse, skills. So you should know a bit about everything. Imagine that you are the leader, the coordinating director, or whoever it is, and you understand next to nothing about finance, for instance. You'll be surprised how your finance person can bully you. But so long as you are going into, leadership, these are things that you must learn. You don't have to be an expert in it, but you should have the basic knowledge to be able to ask questions. And when they realize that you are asking questions out of what they are telling you, they start sitting upright, because then they know that at least you have some basic knowledge. And I have many examples that personally, I've walked into a role where at the top of it, I'm sitting at the top and I have about 7 departments reporting to me. And, these are clear professional departments. And one department, for instance, will bring me something, and the thinking is that, I'm sure their initial thinking was that you may not know anything about it, and so they want to just push things through. But I have learned enough about all these departments. So I'll ask you, look, why is this having the same kind of defense like this, but I am getting different quantities and different figures, etc. You ask this, you ask it, then they start looking at you. Wow. The next time they are coming to either explain it to you, or they are coming having done it better, because they know that you have knowledge about it and you can ask them questions. So that helps them to now want to listen to you and work with you, and then create, a good communication style. When somebody has done something that you are not happy with, you don't just go banging your table. You don't shut the door at the person. Neither should you also be so soft as saying, if I say it, the person will be angry. No, say it, but just like a mother will, treat the child at home. When you are disciplined, yes, there's a pat on your back. When you are not, you crack the whip and all that. So a leader must always carry the carrots and the stick. Carrot for good act, the stick to reprimand. And when all these things combine, and you show knowledge and you show trust, you are able to get into the deepest parts of, people's minds, to be able to get them to appreciate what you want them to do, and you also appreciate what they have to do. So that's my answer. The second question, anyway, I just need to ask whether the questioner, I think I've forgotten the name, but is the questioner okay with, have you been answered? Hello?
That was Mr. Osman.
Yes. In fact, thank you very much. I'm answered. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah. The second one is opposition from women leaders. This week, since last week, I've been in many, making different presentations at different women forum because of the International Women's Day. And one of the things that women have never stopped talking about is women are their own enemies. And I always say that, in as much as I do not say it is not true, it is also sometimes an over-exaggeration. And that over-exaggeration happens not because as women we want to over-exaggerate, but we have been socialized to think that women are their own enemies. And therefore, whenever you are working under a woman, the team member who is working under the woman immediately thinks that, if I'm working under a woman, she's going to be difficult. The woman who is also at the top is immediately thinking, if I have women under me, they are going to disrespect me. So you see where it's coming from, that the society has made us to believe that every woman is an enemy to another woman. So when you even meet that leader and the person has not even shown you any act of enmity, you start thinking like that. And you see, what your mind tells you is what you always see. So that is one side. The other side is you, the woman leader. The moment you also see young women working under you, You start becoming jittery, you start feeling that they will disrespect you. But it is time for us as women to disassociate ourselves from some of those stereotypes. I mean, I have never thought that any woman, you are against me. If you are against me, or if you will not listen to me, it is not because you are a woman, in my view. It is because you are a human being, and any human being can behave in that way. And so I will handle you as I'll handle any human being. I will not handle you because you're a woman and therefore I'm so upset with you. So all I'm trying to say is that as women, don't let us go into our workplaces, especially with a certain a pre-notion, prejudiced mind, very colored mindset, that because my boss, there are times that, they'll ask you, is the boss, hey, if my boss is a woman, dear, no. So you haven't met this person, you haven't seen, you haven't interacted, but because it's a woman, she's going to be tough. The point is that women generally, apologies to the men, but the truth of the matter is that women bosses are quite strong in terms of discipline. Quite strong in terms of, how to handle situations. Because we do it at home, we do it everywhere, we do it every day. So, they will not let you go away with certain things. And certain emotional behaviors may not necessarily move them. For instance, if you come and there's a problem we are trying to deal with, and let us deal with the issue. Don't try to cover up the issue with shedding of tears. It will not move a lot of women because it's not right. But a man cannot stand it. But a woman will tell you, let's handle the situation. It's not because the person is being mean. It's because the person is saying, let us do it. Don't let us color our decisions and our judgments with emotions. At the same time, like I'm saying, if I'm a woman leader, I should not treat other young women with a feeling that, oh, because these are young ladies. If you do that, then there's a point of envy or jealousy or whatever. No, we are at work and we are professionals. So from both sides, let us do it not as women are their own enemies. Young men who are here, if I can get an answer, when men work, do you know that there are some men who are also enemies to men? Is it correct? Have you seen two men who don't get on before? Or you haven't seen that before?
A lot.
A lot. But they won't go, they will deal with it as there's a situation and I have to deal with it. Okay, but they won't deal with it with the first thinking that men are their own enemies. So it's like what you want to see, if you put your mind to it, you will see it. What you don't want to see, when you don't put your mind to it, you won't see it. Because we want to see ourselves as enemies, we will see it. Because even when you turn an eye, it's like, why did you blink? Even when you wear this, why did you do that? But because men don't have that kind of cliche in their vocabulary, when a man does it to them, Charlie, why? And they walk away, they don't see it as enemy to enemy. So I think that is how I want us as women to start dealing with each other. And I believe that when we raise that notion, we'll be able to treat all of us as, individual human beings, individuals at work. We all have our women emotional challenges, but I think that shouldn't drive us to the point of hating each other. Again, I think it's Yvonne that asked the question. Yvonne, I don't know whether that settles
Yes,
your
Doc.
mind.
Thank you so much. Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so
there were 3 questions.
yeah, so the last question, before I answer the last question will be, but there is this Samsung SM, you've raised your hand for a long time. I would like to give you the opportunity, so I'll add it to the last question. That becomes our final questions, because we already closed our time. We have to close at 5:30. It's 5:37. So then one using Samsung SM, you've raised your hand for a long time. Kindly ask your question, or mute yourself and ask your question. Then I'll add it to other question and answer it. Kindly unmute yourself, Samsung SM. Okay, so since the person is also unable to.
Hello.
Okay. Yes.
Yes. Sorry for delaying. I just want to say that I'm so much grateful for the lessons that you delivered to us this evening. Doc Adam, when I listened to you and then you gave some points that makes a body a professional body. For instance, you talk about providing training, certification, and other things. But then I want to find out with FCILG, I know it is affiliated to a professional body in the US. I want to know how FCILG gained its accreditation in Ghana.
Okay, so let me add that one to let me start with the first question. So the first question had to do with our initial newsletter. Yes, 2018, 2019, 2020, we used to do monthly newsletter. We stopped for some time. We had also planned to do it. There is an editorial team that is working on it. So I think the team will look at this question and will revive it. So as a team, there was a newsletter. Last two induction, there was a new team that was even inducted to handle that section. So the editorial team is over to us. We will need to work on our newsletter and bring it. And coming to professional bodies all over the world do not need accreditation. You are not accredited. When we talk about accreditation, then you are bringing in GTEC. That's the Ghana Tertiary Education Commission, plus other accrediting body. In Ghana, you will need to be registered as a professional body, and FCILG Ghana chapter has been registered, and our registration number is 108. Our registration number is 108. So all professional bodies in Ghana is registered with Registrar General. And in Ghana, FCILG, our number is 108. So you don't need accreditation, but you will need a registration. So GTEC does not accredit professional bodies. So that is my answer to your question. I don't know if you have any follow-up.
Yes, I just wanted to find out whether you needed a parliamentary approval of a sort before you were registered.
No, we are linked to FCILG USA, and we don't need any parliamentary approval here. We are just registered as a Ghana chapter of a foreign professional body. Okay, so
thank you very much.
You're welcome, sir. Okay, so on this note, we'll bring this session to an end. It's already 5:40, and we want to thank everyone for joining this session and for making time to go through this training. Our facilitators, Dr. Irene, Stella, Agyenim, Boateng, God bless you so much for always being there to give to us years of experience, what you've learned, and we are so grateful. MC, NEC members, everyone, it's because of you the institute is there, and we say thank you for making time to join us. Always get to know that when it comes to FCILG, we also have our competency framework, and our competency framework exists in three main areas. Those three main areas are knowledge competencies. That's what we refer to what leaders must know. Skills competencies, what leaders must be able to do. Then the final competency, behavioral competencies, how leaders must act. So these are the three main competencies we as an institute, we have as our competency framework. And as we go on, more and more will come up. Even the leadership domains that we as an institute we also go by. So we say a very big thank you to everyone. And as we have always been doing, we are allowed to open. Let's put your camera on video. So we'll take a group picture. We want to take a group picture, and we want you to put your camera on so we can take a group picture. Take a group picture. We want to take a group picture. Yes, we want to take a group picture. Eric, I see you. Want to take a group picture. Auntie Dorinda,
Hello.
today I've seen you. Don't take a group picture. Don't take a group picture. Okay. So go to the next. Today we are over 80. We are over 80. So the next session, Madam Cynthia, Frank, Confidence, Alfreda, please kindly put your video on. We want to see you. Alfreda, how is Abigail? We want Doreen, Benna, Vivian, Beatrice, we want to see you. Okay. So thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining this evening session. And as a reminder, our in-person training comes on next month, April. That's the 24th and the 25th of April. 24th and 25th of April. And the announcement, the cost and everything will be sent to us by next week. Those of us who still have your diary with us as an institute, next week on the 16th, we'll begin to send them. If you are part of the batch that is coming to Anita Hotel, kindly let us know. So we'll send your diary to Anita Hotel for pickup. I'm told you'll be there from the 16th to the 19th. And if you are part of that batch coming to Anita Hotel, kindly let us know. So we'll send your diary there. So you do a pickup from there. So thank you so much for being a part of this evening. And we'll say bye-bye to everyone. Bye-bye. Bye.
Bye.